for today's lesson, we're actually going to use the pitch control so I can put the phone down and you can hear. So there are two ways to tune a violin. And this is also good for cello, viola, and you can use this also for guitar, any string instrument really that you need to use strings. So I'm going to put my bow down, and the first thing I'm going to show you is you've got 4 pegs. All right, so these are really important. Now, on my violin right here, I only have 1 fine tuner. If you're a beginner, you probably have tuners on all of them. So I'm just going to show you, I tuned my violin out of tune just so for this example. So the tuner is right here. Now these move things in small amounts or increments. So you don't have, if it's not that out of tune, you don't have to use these. I also think for young kids, this is a good way to start. Because the tuners up here are a little more complicated, and it takes some practice and you might break some strings, FYI. So, okay, the tuner. Now, just like the bow, if you tune it to the right, it goes up. Here, let's listen. Here, the sound's going up. And if I move it to the left, the sound comes back down. Okay? So that's how the fine tuner works. Now, we're going to talk about pegs because this takes a little bit more work. Now, I have my trusty iPhone here with my clear tune, you see, and I have it set on A. So I'm going to turn it on. It has this little button in the middle, and now you can hear there's a sound coming out of it, and that is our 440A. So I'm going to put it down right here. And I am now going to tune my violin to this A. So right now, you can hear that my instrument is flat. So to tune the violin, I'm going to put it up against my body here, and very carefully and slowly, we're talking millimeters here, people, we are going to push in and turn. You may not even have seen my hand move. Now I'm so close. So if you feel safe doing this with your bow, you can keep your hand here and do the same thing. Now I'm pushing and turning at the same time. And I have found the perfect A. If you don't feel comfortable using your bow, you'll have to continue. Hold onto your violin up here. I keep it against my leg like this. Now the most important thing is that you push in and turn the peg. Now down makes it go lower, right? And up makes it go higher. Now I'm going to warn you again. It's extremely small movements. Okay, so let's try the D. So I am going to find my D on my clear tune here. Here we are, D. And I'm going to press the button. So now, it's a very high D. This is not the D that we use to tune. Okay, so this is the one we want to use. It's pretty quiet. So, I've got it up all the way, you can see. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, so again, you can see, I'm going to turn it this way so you can see, you can watch. I just moved it a lot. That is so much. Now I barely moved it. So we want to just go a little bit. And you're going to test if you're not using the wave against the other note. And what you can do is pick up your bow, and you want to listen to see if you hear any fluctuations in the sound when you play both notes together. If it sounds like this, really, like you'll hear it go, that means that it's not in tune. You want the little waves in the sound to be as tight together as possible. And I'll explain that right now. So right now it's very in tune. I'm going to tune it out of tune so that you can hear the difference. Okay. Now again, if you've got the fine tuners, you can use them to change the slight pitch fluctuations that you might need to do. So I'm going to quickly do the G string now and the E string. You use it the same way. Here's my G. So my G, you can hear that it's going, so we want to get that tight. So we're going to, again, either this way or up against your leg. And now we don't hear that sound anymore. Oop, and it slipped. I'm holding onto the peg. So sometimes I might actually have to put my violin up against my leg like this. And that gives me a little more leverage. These are all the little tricks. Now, let's try the E string. Ooh. Okay. Now, to tune the E string, I usually use my fine tuner. But to do this, I need to be able to hold onto the violin. So, make sure that you really have a good grip. If you're holding up your violin correctly, I don't even use a shoulder rest. As you can see, I just have a sponge. But I have a good grip on my instrument, okay? And I bring my hand around, and it's a little funny because I get my hand here, and then I actually have to put my other arm on top. And I found my E string. So, a couple things. Take your time. It takes years to get really comfortable with tuning your instrument like this. Don't rush, be patient with yourself, and use your tuner because it's really going to help you. All right? Stay tuned and watch more videos from Red Rabbit Music.